All right, let's tackle a problem straight from a real GCSE exam paper. The whole thing boils down to just one question. Is this guy, Philip, actually correct? Let's jump in and see what the numbers say.
So here's the claim from Philip. He says, and I quote, "The percentage increase in the cost of a first-class stamp is more than 7 times the percentage increase in the cost of a second-class stamp." Wow, okay. That is a very bold and specific statement, right? Our mission is to put it to the test.
Okay, so before we do anything, let's just look at the raw data, the facts. We've got the first-class stamp, which jumped from 76p up to 85p. And then the second-class stamp, that went from 65p to 66p. That's it. These numbers right here, that's all we need to crack this.
Right then, let's break this down. Step 1, we're going to focus just on the first-class stamp for now. It keeps everything nice and tidy.
So how do you even work out a percentage increase? Well, it's actually a pretty straightforward two-step dance. First, you find the difference. Easy enough, right? 85p minus 76p gives us 9p. Then, and this is the important part, you take that difference and you divide it by the original price. So that's 9 divided by 76. Then just multiply by 100 to get your percentage. This is the exact method that'll get you the marks in an exam. You plug that into a calculator, and what do you get? 11.42 and a bunch of other numbers. Now, here's a super important pro tip for you. Whatever you do, do not round this number yet. We need all those decimal places for the next bit to be accurate. And there we have it. Our first piece of the puzzle is locked in.
Okay, time for step 2, the second-class stamp. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did. Keep it consistent.
So, same drill. First, what's the difference? 66p minus 65p, that's just 1p. Nice and easy. Then, for the percentage increase, we take that 1p divided by the original price of 65p and, you guessed it, multiply by 100.
And that leaves us with 1.538%. Perfect. So now we have our two key numbers. We have the 11.84 something percent for first class and this 1.53 something percent for second class. Now the fun begins.
All right, this is it, the moment of truth. Step 3, the big comparison. This is where we see if all that work paid off.
So let's take what Philip said and turn it into a straight-up math question. Is that first-class number, the 11.84%, actually bigger than 7 times the second-class number, that 1.53%? See, when you write it out like that, it's super clear what we have to do next.
Okay, let's get that number. We just need to multiply the second-class increase, that 1.53%, by 7, and that gives us 10.769%. So this is the magic number. This is the threshold Philip was talking about.
And look at this. Putting them side by side really makes it pop. On one hand, we have the first-class increase, 11.84%. On the other hand, we have 7 times the second-class increase, 10.76%. I mean, the numbers are right there.
So, after all that number crunching, what's the final answer? Let's give our verdict.
And the answer is yes. Philip was right all along. But here's how you lock in those final marks. You have to say why. You say yes because 11.8% is bigger than 10.7%. You see? By showing all your work and then giving that clear final statement with the numbers to back it up, that's a perfect answer. It just goes to show you can take a pretty bold claim, break it down step by step, and prove it with some simple math. Makes you wonder, what else could you test out there?